Alright, so geometric shapes are, generally speaking, very symmetrical shapes. We want shapes to be equal on left and right. We want them to look nice, clean, and organized. This is a quick reminder of what vector shapes are. So vector shapes are nice, clean paths. Paths made out of anchor points. If you see the shapes that we have here, I can zoom in on this heart as close as I want to, and I'll never see actual pixels. That's because we're working with vector art here. We're not working with pixels anymore. If I zoom in on these little dots right here above them, you'll see that these are little shapes. And you can get close enough to see a little bit of jankiness in these lines because they're so small. But you can see again, no pixels making up this shape, even at that little micro size. So we want to look at how to create these vector graphics, and this is just a reminder of how to do so. The pen tool is what I have taught you, what you've used before, and you should be fairly good with. Your pencil tool can be used to create these as well. Pencil tool is not as clean as the pen tool. The pen tool is a little bit more about precision, so I do recommend getting used to that. We're going to talk about a different way to make these today, and that is using geometric shapes. So if you see right here, all shapes that make up this spade have been created, all lines have been created with other shapes. I have circles or ovals or squares matching up to each one of these shapes. By doing this, you verify that your shape is going to be equal on all sides, and that's what we're really looking for. Let's attempt to do this on these other three here. We're going to start on the heart first. The heart, as you can see at the top, has a very clearly defined circle. So I'm going to create a circle right here at the top. I'm holding Shift and Option to make it come out of the middle. Now, if you notice that your stroke is a little in your way, you can always shrink that down. I recommend being at that 0.25 to be able to kind of see what you're doing. As we are creating this, we need to remember that these shapes need to be the same on both sides. So I'm going to hold Option on this, click and drag to the right to create the exact same shape. They also need to be overlapping a little bit. If I look very carefully, these two are very close to not overlapping, which may cause a problem. I'm going to delete the right side, and I'm only going to create this left side real quick. I'm going to make my shape just a hair wider, and it might not match perfectly with this drawing. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to hold Option, and I'm going to drag that over to create the other one. To create these shapes down at the bottom, there's a few different ways you can kind of play around. If you look at it closely, there is a little bit of a curve to the bottom of the heart, but you could start the main chunk of the heart with a rectangle or a square. So I'm going to start that, and I'm going to rotate this shape. By using a square, I verify that this shape is going to be equal on all sides, which is what I'm really looking for. There are some tricks around how to do this because you see it doesn't match up to this line. So you need to bring in these points a certain number just to make sure that it's nice and even along the way. So I usually use just how many clicks of the left arrow. 1, 2, 3, 4 looks good. 1, 2, 3, 4 looks good. This doesn't create all the shapes that I have though. You see this little curve that's happening here on the inside. You also see this curve that's happening on the side. So I'll grab this circle right here and kind of duplicate it around a little bit as needed. I might stretch it out a little bit if I need to kind of match my curves. You want it to line up with this other line as best you can to kind of create a smooth look. There we go. And on this one, I might need an actual oval shape. I might need a little more squished. Angle it, hold Shift as you kind of angle, and then find that line. Now, if you find issues like this where it's not lining up perfectly, remember you can always zoom in. That's the first step. 2, you might need to expand your shape out further. And last, when you do have a fairly good, I'll need to rotate it a little. When you do have a fairly good line on it, to create this shape on the other side, especially when you've angled it like this, Object at the top, Transform, Reflect. But when you hit Reflect, hit Copy. That way you get a second one that's flipped the other direction. Make sure you're checking if you're vertical or horizontal on that flip. How can I tell if these shapes are perfectly aligned, right? How can I tell it's equal on both sides? The real trick to all of this is your alignment options. If you select both of these and align them horizontally, then you're going to verify that they're equal on sides to them. At this point, I will group these two shapes because they represent both sides here. I'm going to grab these two circles that represent these outer hoops, and I'm going to make sure they're on the same vertical path or horizontal path, and then I'll group them. These two circles, I will do the same. Now you can see here that I need to adjust this a little bit. So I'm going to grab this center point on these and kind of stretch these just a little bit to match that curve. Now grabbing both of these shapes, I'm going to check that same alignment option on them, not the anchor points. And then I'm going to hit Command G on them. That means I have 1, 2, 3 groups and this diamond shape. So if I back out and look at this, this is what my shape looks like. I can select all of these, and if I center align them, they are going to be perfectly symmetrical in the middle. What is equal on left is equal on right. Once I have that with my whole shape selected, Shift M is the shortcut for your shape builder tool. I'm going to look at this gray area that is the heart, and I'm going to keep this tool on this gray area the whole time, creating that heart that I want. When I let go, I should have a nice approximation of a heart. Now I can see I've got a little bit of an issue right here. There we go. Let me double check that just to make sure that I've got it. I think I went outside of my lines. Oh, it's not overlapping here. So as you see, right here I have an issue. When I go over here, it grabs these corner points too. This isn't what I'm looking for. That's because I don't have an overlap. That's because this shape is not overlapping here. And if I zoom in close enough, I can see that that's true. I need to grab this shape, this point, and go over just a little bit more to make sure this line is over. If I don't have that, it's not going to quite do it. So I'm going to grab these two shapes, and I'm going to make sure I'm overlapping that line just a little bit. All right, now with them selected, Shift M, I can finish off that shape. So if you find yourself in a scenario where it's not quite selecting like you think it should, double check your shapes. All right, I'm going to drag this heart off. Right there, there's my heart. I'm going to take it up to the top, right up here, and I'm going to make it fit on this heart up here, coloring this in. Now, what I want you to leave is the extra shapes down here. I want to be able to see that you've been able to pull it out of this area. So make sure you leave these here. Traditionally, you would delete these out, okay? So we're going to try to do this on our other shapes as well. Grab your circle, do the club that's here. That's a fairly simple shape. Duplicate shapes. Try to duplicate shapes where possible. Make sure shapes are overlapping as you do it. And as you finish out this shape, you're supposed to line up all of these exteriors. Make sure you line it all up. When you finish out this shape, cut out the interior like I showed you, and then drag it up to the top. Alright, now that I've got it put together, I'm going to add all of these shapes together. And again, I'm not looking for perfect here, so remember that. If you've lined them up perfectly, you won't end up with shapes like this, where they're a little bigger or smaller than the other. But make sure you're aligning things as you go. Once you've got the club, you can copy it, Command C, come up here, Command V, paste that out, and there's your club. Again, perfection is not key, right? We're looking for good, not perfect. The diamond is the last shape, and it's a fairly odd one because we need a long oval shape to create this properly. We're actually only going to need 4 shapes in total. They should line this up. And the key to this one really is that alignment. If it's not aligned, it's not going to be equal on all sides. Zoom in on this. Make sure you're balanced out with that curve as best you can. Perfection is not required. Object, transform, reflect. I'm going to copy this and drag that over to the right hand side. Now again, not lining up 100%, but close. I'm going to line these up, and then I'm going to duplicate these both to the top. Transform, reflect. I'm going to flip this to horizontal and copy that up. So with these, I can take them up to the top. Holding Shift should align these pretty much with the other ones. The other two at the bottom I would group. These two I would group, and then I would center these options. With all of these centered, Shift M, one click in the middle will actually create your diamond for you. You might need to move these off just a little bit to get to your diamond. Might need to ungroup. Command C, drag it up to the top, Command V. Now, this all looks like a hot mess, but I want you to understand the combination of shapes, no matter whether they be circles or squares, random lines, can create fairly interesting looks. And it's up to you to find these interesting looks. Sometimes you just want to experiment. These grids over here are a standard way of experimenting to create these symmetrical looks. So if you look here, we've got this grid system, which is very much just horizontal and vertical, right? If I get my Shift M, my shape builder tool, I can use this to create different types of looks. I can click and hold and drag through this to combine these shapes. So if I want some form of a rough D shape, I can kind of make that shape. If I want a rough kind of outline of something different, I can make that too. So try creating some unique, interesting symbol here. Unite these shapes in some way that kind of creates a cool look. And as you play around with this, you might come up with shapes or patterns or logos or anything that can be used in some different kind of way. So if I like this little setup, I can grab these out. I could delete the rest of these lines out, or I can just grab these shapes. You might need to ungroup them, Object Ungroup, and I can grab these L shapes, drag them off, and they're perfectly symmetrical shapes that I can play around with uniquely. So create a unique symbol in this that you like. Don't use these L's. Try to do something that takes up this space. Once you get past the simplicity of doing that left and right, horizontal, vertical look, throw in diagonals. Create a different type of pattern using this. There is a much more complicated way to play. Try creating your initials in this setup right here. And then down here, circles create another entirely different look. So creating geometric shapes and patterns, and then coming in with your shape builder tool to kind of create unique looks goes a long way. Creating these lines like this can give you a much more unique look to what you're trying to do. But it's up to you to experiment with how these look. And if you make mistakes, Command Z, go back, try again. Overall, you should end up with something that definitely draws eyes, something that looks unique, something that is different along the way. So with this one, we're creating this little look. And when I get rid of the stuff that I didn't like out of this, the stuff I didn't want, I get a symbol that is much more unique again. So learning to experiment, to tinker, to play with your overall look is what's going to create the most unique looks. I can teach you methods all over the place, but really what's going to teach you the most is playing around with it yourself, utilizing these shapes to create much more unique and interesting looks along the way. So I want all three of these suits completed using a geometric fashion. I want the original shapes left down here, so copy and paste your finals up. On the right hand side, I want you to create a unique shape in this top right. I want you to create your initials using this option. And down here, I want you to play with the circles and see what you come up with. That's your screenshot for today. That's what I expect to see. Good luck with it.